In today's video, we're going to do a little bit of a test with Waveform's dual quad mini setup for your T-Mobile G5AR. Now, I've been using T-Mobile's home internet service. I'd say it's 3 or 4 years at this point, and it just keeps getting better and better. I mean, T-Mobile's service really is just improving. The signal quality is getting better. The ping is definitely way better than it was before, and overall the speed has increased dramatically. Now over Ethernet, because the G5AR is limited to that gig port, I'm definitely maxing out that gigabit port. So I'm going to do some tests around my apartment here to kind of see if I get a stronger signal when using the dual waveform quad mini setup versus just using the T-Mobile gateway as is. Now, a lot of people have found great results without even having to do an external antenna conversion. They've found really great speeds, and I am actually one of those people. I definitely find that my speed is really good when just using this supplied gateway, but I do know that my signal to noise ratio and some other metrics just aren't as good as I want. And even if you don't get faster speeds after doing an external conversion, you definitely will get a more reliable, stronger, and, well, yeah, more reliable signal, really, guys. This isn't one of those videos where I'm going to promise you better speeds after doing this conversion. Again, a lot of people get really good speeds just by using the gateway itself. I mean, only you know how far your tower is, only you know what speeds you're getting. But I can promise you this, that if you do add external antennas, you will get a much better metric. One of those metrics will be a lot better, and in turn, that's going to give you a stronger signal. Any video that guarantees increased speed is definitely lying to you. It's just the nature of the technology. It depends on the tower capacity, depends on interference in your area, and yes, my interference here in New York City is pretty bad, so that's definitely something I'm hoping I can improve. But in any event, I'm going to leave my video to show you how to pop this open if you do want to add some external antenna leads. And do yourself a favor, buy a second one. Sometimes you get them cheap, like I got this one for 45 bucks. Don't ruin your one from T-Mobile. They will charge you upwards of $200, and that is definitely not worth it. I've been chatting a lot, guys. Let's just go ahead, do an initial speed test, move this antenna system around the apartment, and see what we get. Taking a look at my metrics while connecting to the dual setup, I just want to show you what that looks like. They're pretty decent. I mean, that signal to noise ratio is not really the best at 6, but my CQI at 15 is as high as it's going to get, so that's definitely a good sign here. Now let's just go ahead and do a speed test. So I'm going to do a speed test right here. Let's go ahead and refresh. Click on go. And this is going to be kind of like a baseline. Now again, I will show you what my Ethernet speeds have been like. Now I am connected to Wi-Fi directly to the G5AR router. And this is typical of what I've been seeing. I've definitely been seeing that gig. I got as high as 1.3, and that's actually not too bad. Now my upload as it's going to start is usually about 200. So let's see what that's going to be like today. It's about 12:30 at the moment, so this is a good time to kind of check out congestion and whatnot. Let's go ahead and see at 160. It's not terrible at 160. You can see my speeds right there, guys. Let's go ahead and just do one more. Now, as someone who uses a lot of data every month, I'm not surprised that I do get throttled sometimes, and I can see that from time to time here. But today definitely is not one of those days. I'm still pushing about that one gig connection. You can see that I'm still at 1 gig down, and I'm very happy about 1 gig down. I do want to see that upload improve just a little bit. I'm not happy when it's sub 180. Yes, a little bit of a T-Mobile snob when it comes to speeds at the moment. Let's go ahead and just kind of check this out. So staying about 160. Take a look at that right there. Stayed about 160 there. I've gone ahead and switched over to my T-Mobile gateway here that's not connected to the external antennas. So if I press this button right here, this is not coming on. I am using this one that's right over here, guys. Now if we take a look at my metrics here, you can see that they're pretty much the same, although the signal to noise ratio did improve just a little bit. Now let's just go ahead and see what that is going to equate to when it comes to our speed test here. So we're just going to go back to our speed test. And I am connected directly to the T-Mobile gateway once again. Let's just go ahead and refresh this page. It's pretty much on par with the dual setup that I have. It's 932, so it's about 100 meg less than what I would get. That's actually climbing just a bit, but it has decreased to 130, so it's again about 30 meg difference. Let me just show you that right here for you guys to see. can see that right here. I'm not playing any games. And let's do one more speed test and see what kind of speeds we're going to get on the second one. Now doing my secondary test right here, it's definitely not the same. Now is it worth upgrading to dual antennas? That's really up to you. And again, this is in an area where I do get a lot of signal. We're going to do a third speed test right here. So it's staying about that 850 range. So again, I was getting about over 1 gig download. So my download speed did decrease after unplugging the dual setup here. And my upload is definitely not what it should be. It's at 130 right now. Yeah, that is not too good at all. 130, so I definitely I would say I lost a significant amount of speed. From 1000 down to about 819, that's a loss of about 20%. So adding my dual antennas, I definitely got a 20% increase in speed there. And my upload as well, 134, where it should be a lot higher than that, has also decreased. Now I want to do one more test before plugging this back in. I'm actually going to take it to the back of my apartment because that is where I do not get a lot of signal. So I am curious to see how the waveform is going to do when it's placed in an area that doesn't already get a lot of good service. Let's head to the back. I'm in the back of my apartment now. We're going to test out T-Mobile's gateway here. Now, as I said, and based on my metrics that I have right here, they're not really all that great. I mean, signal to noise is 8, CQI dropped to a 5, negative 86 is decent, negative 10, negative 74. It's really not all that great. What we're going to do now, let's go ahead and do a speed test. Now, obviously, you just saw I'm on a different tower there, but let's do a speed test and see what type of speeds we're going to get. Again, I'm connected to T-Mobile's gateway. So about 400. You can see that right there. Far cry from the gig speed that we got a couple feet up front there. And my upload, wow, that's terrible, at 29. So the upload is not good at all. Now if I just move this over just a little bit, let's go ahead and see if that changes anything. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a refresh. So yeah, my signal and noise got worse at a 4, but sometimes that is not too bad. Let's go ahead and do one more speed test here. And then I'm going to switch over to the dual quad minis and see if we get a much better connection, much better speed. So still about 440, not overall any better. 460 and my upload at 20 is terrible. Now I've gone ahead and switched over to the dual quad mini setup. Opening up my metrics, you can see that things have improved quite a bit here. So my signal and noise is a 6, my CQI is back to a 12, which is very good. But how's that going to equate to the speed test? Let's go back to speed test. So it's still about that 442, 43. Let's go ahead and see what the upload, if that's improved any bit. All right, little bit at 33. So this tower definitely is not one that I want to connect to. So that's what I mean about getting a much better connection quality when adding dual antennas. My signal and noise definitely is better at 6. CQI at 13 is much better as well. I've gone ahead and put my stock G5AR right by the window. It says excellent signal strength, all of that good stuff. If we take a look at my metrics right here, let's go ahead and focus in. Signal and noise is an 8, so that's definitely pretty good. CQI is 13. RSRP, negative 77, negative 10, negative 66. That actually looks pretty good. Now let's go to speed test. So yep, we're getting 1 gigabit down. Upload is about 192, 197. Just hit 200 right there. 205, so we're back in business. Now let's switch over to my dual setup and see if that makes any difference. The last test we're going to do, I'm placing it right by the window. Here are my dual quad-core antennas. And if we take a look at my metrics, signal and noise is still about a 6, which is so-so. But again, everything else looks pretty good. Now let's see what that equates to in speed. Let me get out of the way of the antennas here and check it out. Still climbing, about 931. We take a look at that right there. Let's focus in for you, 931. and that upload is backed over to 200. Looks like 210, 220. But I want to show you the amazing speeds that I've got. I just hit 250 upload, and I'm hoping it's going to do it again. Yep, let's show you this. Man, 250 upload. That is something really special. If we take a look at my metrics as well, I was able to get that signal to noise to about a 10, so that is much better, and that's definitely going to explain why I'm getting a little bit of a speed boost. There we go. Let me focus back into you. So yeah, man, I definitely think the quad mini antennas are worth it, especially if you're trying to just inch out a little bit more speed. And if you have a home lab, if you have a NAS, if you have any type of server running with Plex and MB and everything else that you do remote, getting a little extra speed bump is definitely well worth it. So yes, these two antennas right here definitely can improve your signal quality and hopefully give you much better speed. Now it all depends on where you are. Once again, if you have this, even just the G5AR stock, let me know what your speeds are down below and where you're located. I'm always interested to see what type of speeds other T-Mobile users are getting. But my experience has been very positive. I'm very happy with the antennas here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.